Hold on, hold on.
Kia ora koutou, waipapa taumataro, and welcome to the 2025 Postgraduate Education Vice Presidential Debate for Auckland University Students Association. My name is Kieran Panui. I am the 2024 Editor-in-Chief of Crackham Magazine, and I am here today to co-moderate with Maurizio Lozano, the Student Voice Manager for AUSA.
Hello, Kieran, and hello to all the students who are connecting with us. Today we are doing the debate for you to decide who do you want to vote for this position. So we have three candidates here. One of the candidates could not be with us, which is Trista Ma. She cannot be with us, but she is still running for the position. But today we have Arash Honaria, which is a PhD rep for the Engineering and Science faculty, and is a first-year doctoral candidate for both of the faculties. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
That's
Thank
good.
you so much.
Good. With us, we also have Fania Capao, she's representing the master students. She's a master student of public policy, and she's also a chair in the Princess Street Labour Party. How are you, Fania?
I'm ecstatic.
Great. Great to have you here. And also a PhD, a first-year doctoral candidate, we have Mayra Beatriz Garcia Ijar, representing here the PhD students as well. How are you, Mayra?
Thank you very much. I'm excited to be here.
Great.
And
We are excited to have you guys, and I hope you guys have a good time debating all the ideas and everything here.
Certainly. I'll start off with a quick question. So, you've been campaigning for a little while now. What is the core issue in your campaign that you will be focusing on within your role that could potentially be postgraduate vice president for education? We'll start off with you, Arash.
Thank you so much for your interesting question. I think I just provided some notes regarding major issues with the University of Auckland concerning the education vice president, which is very interesting position for me, and so I applied for that. And I think one is the student mental health and well-being. And should I now explain more? And
do you think that mental health for postgraduate students, do you think that would be your number one priority into diving into this position?
Yes, I think so, because it relates to their motivation. And because if we improve the mental health of our students and our postgraduate students, they can motivatedly improve their studies and their research. So we can actually improve their efficiency for study. They should think about why they now study and what's the reason for that. So I think mental health can improve their efficiency and their motivations for study.
Now, I'll come back to that. I'm really
Yes.
sorry. Fania, this is your second option. You're also running as a president. What would be your to-go option here, or what would be the issue that you will be advocating for as a postgraduate education vice president?
Mostly, I feel like my campaign for this position is pushing support for postgraduate students. Mostly because it kind of goes without saying these days that when you finish your bachelor's and you go out into the job market, you're not as highly favored as people who have a master's or are studying a master's or, doing things at a higher education level beyond a bachelor's. And that's kind of my focus, and also trying to bring, I guess, not so much awareness, but promoting postgraduate study, again, for that reason, and to not have it seem like some big thing that people can't get into. That's my purpose for also running for this position.
Thank you. Mayra?
Well, actually, it's good that you mentioned that, because I also had seen that, and I was thinking about continuing events where postgrads can meet other postgrads, because even though degree is important, we all know that networking is a key, especially in New Zealand, being a little country where we have to meet people to grow. So it's not only the field work, it's also who you know. And the way that you can do that is I was thinking about maybe doing events for lunch and network. So food always attracts.
So yeah, so would you say that the key issue that you will be like trying to address, it would be more the lack of connections within the postgraduate students?
One
Would
of
that
them.
be?
Yeah. I have 3 main points, but
Yeah.
that will be one of them.
Cool. We'll be discussing those very
Okay.
soon. Now, this position is the result of a merge between PGSA and AUSA. So PGSA was the Postgraduate Student Association, and they combined forces and they combined resources with AUSA, and now this position has become available. This is the first year that it will be running PGSA, the Education Vice President for Postgraduate Students. What do you think will be one of the opportunities, or what do you think it will be a good thing that has come up out of this merge, Fania?
I think a good thing that's come up out of this merge is that there's the ability for the education vice president role, obviously, to be split, and it's not so much a task for like one person on AUSA, who, you know, usually most of the time is someone who is an undergrad student. It gives way for a postgrad student to come into the role and take over using their own lived experience and their own knowledge, and working in tandem with the undergraduate VP is, I think, very beneficial to the role. Yeah.
Mayra?
Well, I was having a chat with Julie, who was the postgraduate president. She's finishing this term, and there's something that she says that's really, really, really true. It's a lot of work, and it's a lot of unpaid work. And I think one of the key things that has raised awareness and attraction to this role is that it's getting paid, because we deserve also to get paid for our work.
True. For the amount of committees and everything that you will have to do, it's good to have some financial recognition, because we know postgraduate students, we're also broke.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And you are facing like difficult conversations with different stakeholders. So I think that really also
that's a good point.
with the support.
Arash?
I think one of the aspect is student services and initiatives, and reviewing how AUSA supports students and in partnership with the university.
Yeah.
And I think discussing the impact of these initiatives on a student life and academic success is very important. And this connection should be improved. And so I think the play role is the student, postgraduate students themselves. And we should support them.
Yeah.
We should make them visible to engage with AUSA and with the university.
So no, would you say that a big plus or something positive that has come out of the merge is the postgraduate students being able to be more aware of the resources available for AUSA from AUSA and the university?
I think by defining this position, which is the new first position this year defined, I think we can predict that we can improve this connection.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Perfect. Want to go?
Over the course of your campaign, you're obviously going to be engaging with students. It's a very, very large university, and as a result of that, you've got students from a whole myriad of different departments that would obviously be postgraduate students. How have you found your current campaign challenging, easy, in being effectively engaging with these students? Do you think that you are actually engaging broadly with all of the students at the University of Auckland who will vote for you and who you will represent?
I think we'll start with Mayra.
Yeah, definitely. I already started having a lot of fun and meeting a lot of people from all the faculties and all the departments. And I already met people because I'm used to go to events. I love going to uni events. I think uni is very good at that. And I think that has helped me decide also that I am aware of the different programs and levels, because I hear people telling me different stuff depending on what they are studying. And I also connect with at least 5 to 6 students from each from each faculty, which I have talked to them, and that has given me like a wider idea of what is there to do besides my program, which is definitely PhD. But yeah, just it's important to talk to people and just keep moving.
Yeah, and sorry, so I just want to push back on something there. Do you believe that being a PhD student will be a limitation for you to support master students or PG
Not at all.
diploma?
I think this position, it's perfect for a PhD student because you will have to sit in research committees, which is, I don't think if masters are still there to really understand the policy since they are starting and they need more support at an early stage. I've been there and I know how that is.
Yeah.
It's not that they are not capable, but we just need more time at that specific phase in masters to really know what research is about. And you don't start understanding that since you are in your PhD. I don't even understand it either, but I'm on the way. I'm on the way.
Fania is a master student, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on that?
On the contrary, I think that, being a master's student is that pivotal moment between, transitioning from undergraduate. And I think that a lot of people who come in to do masters with UOA, whether it be online or in person, they want someone to relate to, someone who's kind of had similar struggles in getting started. And not to discredit you. No, but I think that me being a master's student and also just my own personality of being out there and talkative, I think really does help my campaign because it gives people an insight into what can happen if you back yourself. And but yeah, back to the question on campaigns and stuff, my campaigning's been largely online as well. Also doing the faculty run around and talking to classmates.
Do you think you would you will be sitting in different committees on research and everything? Do you think you will be capable? I'm sure that you will be. Do you think you will be comfortable in providing an opinion around research budgets and things like that?
I'd be comfortable with that. Like I said, I'm kind of an outspoken person, and if I don't know about something, I will ask. I mean, that's the name of the game with education. You go into it to learn. So I don't think my being a master's student or anything like that is a default. I think it's all the more reason to get behind it.
Yeah, right. Thank you. Arash?
Actually, let me put it this way. I started my PhD in the 1st of September in 2023, and I had an opportunity to be a PhD rep of my Department of Engineering Science. And it was a very valuable experience for me because I learned quite a lot in terms of advocating and supporting the students and gathering them together and how they can communicate to each other and how we can solve these problems they have. And so one of the events that we organized in the Department of Engineering Science was playing some games, which is very thoughtful, and gathering them together and communicate to each other. And also, maybe some people never have seen them before each other. So it was some event. I try to participate in different events in different faculty. And especially, for example, 3-minute hit representation, and also different Let's to Talk Aucklanders, which is relating to speaking English and also communication with other students. And I have also made many friends in different faculty. And I think that the Auckland University has many good potential for students because the students are in the very early age of their age, and they just focusing on their studies, so they have potential to express their ideas. But we need to provide that a place to hear their ideas, to communicate more, to improve them. And so I just participate in different events. And
can I just I just want to ask a question. Like, a lot of it's being talked around the university that a lot of the activities, a lot of the services, everything that is happening around the university is mainly targeted to undergraduate students. Would you agree with this statement?
May I?
Yeah, please.
So I think still yes, I would say that, But there are also a lot of resources that are not taken advantage of because postgraduate students don't have a newsletter to know what is available.
Yeah.
So one of my proposals would be that to create, like us doctoral students, we have a newsletter, and there we can see scholarships, events, talks, networking. So I think that's something that's missing for postgraduate students, and that will be one of my initiatives, because even though there are many resources, if you don't know they are available, people don't use it, and they ended up disappearing because they are not used.
What would you say?
I would say that, it is largely targeted towards undergraduate students, but that doesn't mean it should continue to be that way. Again, I kind of talk with that point on the fact that we do need more networking supports for postgraduate students, because what you come to find is that things like that, or like ways to build community amongst postgraduate students, is very much faculty based. So it's just in your faculty, and outside of that, there's not much of it.
Yeah.
And I think that once we start there, that'll prove to be quite fruitful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that many events we had during this year that I have seen, but many students may be ignored to participate in, especially for...
Do you believe that these events are targeted to postgraduate students, or do you think that postgraduate students are welcome to join, but might not be?
I think it's not just specific for postgraduate students, and so I have seen undergraduate students, and so yes, we need to make it more for postgraduate students. Also involved with undergraduate students is okay, but we need to also make it specific for postgraduate students. Why? Because they should think about their future.
Yeah.
They need more opportunity.
Yeah.
They should think about how they can relate in their projects to the...
I think that's something that postgraduate students, PhD, master students, they will be more... Of course, it's important their experience for them, but they are more focused on their employability, projects, entrepreneurial. Like they will be more focused on that. But I think an undergraduate students are more about like the experience and having fun and all of that. So why would you do in that space to improve that that profile and that expectation from the postgraduate students to reach that level of professionalism, or to reach that level of the academic or employability?
So can you again repeat?
Yeah, so the question specifically is like, how are different profiles for undergraduate and postgraduate? Undergraduate, the perception is that they are here to enjoy the parties and the events and everything.
Yeah.
Postgraduate students are mainly focused on employability, what's going to happen with my future, what's going to happen. I think that is, as a postgraduate student myself, I can definitely see that that's the perception across the board. Everyone is more focused on the employability, the opportunities, all of that. What would you do to improve that space?
Exactly. The thing that we should think about is that we need to, first is to flexibility in our program. It's just not very hard, and just not just focusing on your opportunity, focusing on your job opportunity. No, we just need, as I mentioned, a student mental health and well-being is so important. Make a balance. And how would you focus on the mental health and well-being? Yes, exactly. I want to answer that. We should organize some events. For example, we have some live seminars in the CAMMD in the Newmarket campus, which is very useful, and it was very helpful and efficient for me, especially. To my understanding, when I participated in live seminars, which each student present their project, I just gained many ideas from different projects, which also is very useful for my project.
Yeah.
So,
but do you feel that, and I'm sorry, I'm pushing back on this, do you feel that that would be a position for the postgraduate officer to run, which the officer is like in charge of the engagement and all of that with the students, which I totally agree. Do you think that the education vice president, the postgraduate position, will be more focusing on how do we foster this opportunity base with the university?
I think we should connect the postgraduate students from different faculty to each other.
Okay.
Because it maybe thing sounds very funny, but it can make to think about complex thinking process.
Yeah.
And I think I'm doing working on understanding of tissue. Tissue is a body, which is very complex. It has a very complex behavior. It's not very the same as for example, the metals, which is very similar, which is very understandable. So the tissue, our tissue is constructed for different types of conditions.
Yep.
So it's very soft. It's very efficient for every situation.
So you would. So going back into the question, so you will create.
Yes. And I think that we need to connect the people from one department to another department.
Okay.
Because I haven't seen this connection, and it's so weak. It is so weak. For example, the civil engineering in Newmarket campus, which is the near R, we do not have any connection with them. Just say hello and
Fair. Cool.
I think
We'll
you
foster
should
those connections.
Yes. Maybe make opportunity.
Yeah.
Vanya?
What was the original question?
The original question was about postgraduate students having a focus more into their professional lives, and
right.
so how do we improve in that? How do we achieve that for them, which is their expectation?
So not sure if it's an AUSA decision, but we can definitely advocate for it.
Yeah.
For example, in public policy, we have a paper that's an internship, and it's very practical, and it allows you like hands-on, the ability to get to work with what you're learning.
Yeah.
And I think that if we push for that, that's so like morale boosting, to know that what you're working for, what you've come back to do extra study for, isn't just for nothing, and it will be used. So I think that if we back initiatives like that, and if we push for, especially in the position of Vice President for Postgraduate Education, I think advocating for that strongly on that be implemented in different degrees, that would be such an effective way to get students to not only think about their future more deeply, but apply their skills.
Yeah, fair enough. Maida.
Okay, going to that question, I think the merge with AUSA is also very important for this role, because number one, you are very good at doing events and at doing parties, and I think I think the idea is that we PhD students don't like to party, but actually we do, and we do a lot. And we don't have that concept in the university.
Yeah, that's true.
And that also relates to the mental health, because PhD and thought masters are a very lonely journey.
Yeah.
And we need social events, but with a different concept.
Yeah.
Because we're not gonna listen to Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
But if we get different types of events, but I think that's also very important, because doctoral events are so serious. So maybe putting a little bit more fun, and also mixing masters with PhDs, because we PhDs know how to make it out of the out in the world.
Yeah.
And master students, they can bring maybe fresh ideas and more fun. So I think also mixing, not just doing doctoral events and master events.
And that will be beneficial from both
mix them
cohorts.
all.
Yeah. Nice. Thank you.
So both educational vice presidential portfolios and the people who hold them are a part of many different committees that the university operates, including the disciplinary committee. The reason why I bring this up is because of a big issue, which I'm sure all of you would know of, is artificial intelligence and its usage by students in the university. Now, while it is generally understood to be a common issue with undergraduate students, it also is now quite an issue with postgraduate students as well, and with their usage not only in research, but also in the production of works like their dissertation or thesis. What is your position on the usage of artificial intelligence as a candidate, and how do you believe, in given situations in which you're in this disciplinary committee, you are going, your response will be to students who use this technology in order to commit academic fraud, or allegedly.
Should we start with Vanya? Just because she hasn't started a question, sorry.
No, you just don't like me. No, I think the use of artificial intelligence can be useful in some areas. I mean, if you've got Grammarly, I'm sure we've all got Grammarly. It's very helpful in that regard. But to use artificial intelligence like ChatGPT to write your dissertations, thesis, essays, obviously I feel is a no-go. And in terms of disciplinary action, I think that, if there is evidence to support that it has been used, then obviously you get a 0 from, if that was me in my course, that's what would happen. But
would you agree if a PhD student or master's student who's doing research will use ChatGPT or something like that for structuring the hesitation to give an idea to start? Would that be an okay use of it?
I mean, I know people that have done that to use it to like get some ideas going, just to not so much structure, but just like a few ideas how to get things like jog the memory or whatever. I think that's all fine and good as long as you are writing, in your own words from your own knowledge. I don't think that AI and ChatGPT and stuff have such a bad rep as we'd like to give it. I think it's good for purposes of planning. It's good when used responsibly, like alcohol.
But and I want to take the PhD candidates here intake, because part of doing a PhD is doing your research. So having your brain actually creating these games. So what would be your position on this, Maida? And
I
then
think
I'll go with that.
the academic integrity statute is very clear, and I agree with that. I think that as long as you communicate it to your supervisor, hey, I am using AI. I use it, for example, to narrow my search. Like, if I wanted to know about diversity, where would I look? So it gives me suggestions, and that's really helpful, because then you don't get lost in a sea of information.
But wouldn't you say that one of the skills that a researcher needs to develop is that specifically?
I would say
where to
learning how to talk to AI to improve your research is an amazing tool.
Okay.
That would be one. And number two, I think most of doctoral students, or a big part, are English is not our first language. So I think it's also important to take that into account while writing in academic English in the level we are required to.
Yeah.
So I would say that maybe a period of tolerance would be acceptable, and as long as you communicate it and you're honest.
Thank you. Arash?
That's a very interesting question. I think the oil and such as ChatGPT can be helpful in terms of as a guide. For example, we can use it in our PC without going to the office of the supervisors that are there available or not. So we can use ChatGPT or something as a guide, just as a consultant. But so it can improve our efficiency in terms of time saving.
Yeah.
But we should be consider that we should think, we should actually create our idea. And we should be careful about don't be lazy. No, not be lazy.
Thank you, Arash. I'm going to just give each of you a set of questions, quick fire. So I would preferably like a yes or no answer to these questions. I'll start off with you, Arash. The new faculty merger, yay or nay?
The new faculty
merge. Are you agree or disagree with that?
Yes.
Yes, agree.
Big nay. Big no.
No.
Disagree.
Excellent. Pronouns on student cards.
Agree or disagree?
Can you again?
Pronouns on student cards. On student ID cards.
To pronounce.
Yeah, to put the pronouns of the person, the preferred pronouns.
No.
No. Disagree.
Agree.
Can I clarify something?
Yeah.
If the person wants it?
Yeah,
if
if
they
the
want
person
it,
wants it. Yeah.
It's only if the person wants it. So let's, for the sake of recording, let's do it again. Pronouns on student cards, yay or nay?
Pronouns on a student card.
On the student card, on the student ID card.
What's for that?
Yep,
I don't know.
so
I don't know.
Let's just move on. What's a good service provided by UOA, Myra?
A good service provided by UOA workshops.
Yeah.
Yep. But like, what kind of workshops? What would you say?
I don't have coursework, but I'm always busy. Like,
Yeah.
I have workshops every day on a different kind of subjects.
Which department do you take the workshops?
Library, networking.
Cool. That's what I was after. So,
CDES, very good for employability workshops and stuff
Yeah.
too.
OL workshops.
yeah. Cool.
Yes.
What's a not so good service that the university provides?
Arash?
I think relating to facilities, especially sport facilities.
Support for facilities.
yeah.
Not so good.
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
Security again.
Security.
Because as a postgrad student, you're usually stuck long hours studying. Got locked in a room the other night, so security.
Yeah.
Answer inquiries online.
That's a good one.
And finally, in one word, please describe what you think of food stores and retailers on campus.
It's mostly junk food.
Yeah. Junk
So
food.
junk.
Yeah.
Junk.
Based, go to Chai Chop again.
Seafood is good, but
Oh,
because my favorite food is seafood, but it's moderate, I think.
On campus, do you have any opinion about the retailers on campus?
I just tried the uni sushi
Yeah.
in the.
Good.
It was good. Yeah.
Cool.
Good.
Perfect.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching the 2025 Vice Presidential Education Postgraduate. Okay, I'll
Let's
start
do it again.
Thank you for watching the 2025 Postgraduate Education Vice Presidential Debate. I'm Karen Panui, and this is Maurizio Lozano. Thank you for co-moderating with me.
Thank you, Kieran, and thank you to the candidates
Thank
who
you very
were
much.
here with us.
Thank you so much.
We wish you
Thank you.
good luck in your running candidacy, and I will strongly encourage all the students who are watching to engage with the elections. Go and vote. Pick which one of these 3 or 4 people will represent you next year, and I'm sure the best will win. So
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much, guys. 5